We've learned a lot over these last 6 weeks about love and how we can reach out and love people the way Jesus would. Now it's time to go and to show that love. It's not enough just to learn and take things in and change our mind, our thoughts, our attitudes, but then we need to put that into action and see what we can do to take that love to the world. We really need to be a bridge. We're standing with one behind us here.
Yeah, the Golden Gate Bridge is iconic, and it's known around the world for being a place that can transport you from one side to the other. And love is kind of that same way. It allows us as Christians to show the love of Jesus Christ. He's the bridge between us and heaven, and having that bridge of love between us and others is the thing that can help us lead them to Christ.
For sure. Sometimes I think what is difficult is getting out of our comfort zone when it comes to expressing love. I found that in the last few years of my own life, I've stepped into some things that I never dreamed I would do before. And it's always a little bit awkward at first, a little uncomfortable to go into a new environment, a new place where you haven't been, but it's where really the excitement is. I find the greatest life and joy in being in those places. That's one of the things I think I've learned in the last season of my life, is that if I get outside my comfort zone, and it usually is something that's outside what I'm comfortable with, where there's real value and real purpose and real meaning. Getting involved in helping people that are in need. Involvement that we've had with the homeless in our community. Many have stepped up, and as a church we've participated in that. It's making a difference not only in the community but in our own lives. Doing other things that we can get outside of our own comfort zone and be involved in reaching out to people that wouldn't have hope without us taking it to them. What are some ways you think we can do that? It makes sense to step out of what would be our norm, maybe our normal way of life, and putting that love into action.
Well, I think Jesus did a really good job of displaying what that means, almost describing what you just talked about. He hung out with the tax collectors, with people in situations that in his day he was given a really hard time for it.
Right.
So I don't think we should be afraid to do that, like you said. And I know for me it's been getting involved in areas that I wouldn't normally be comfortable with. This last year, my family and I got involved a lot with the homeless ministry and working with those that sometimes you look at and in our own minds we think, well, why are you there? Why don't you do this or that? And I realize that's not for me to figure out. It's not for me to judge. It's for me to love unconditionally in situations that maybe make me feel uncomfortable.
Right. I found that when we ask people what do they need, that there's all kinds of opportunities. So that's one thing to do, is simply ask. Even at work, what can I do? Is there anything I can do to help to express myself in a loving way to other people? You might find some amazing opportunities even there. And in the city, to be able to go to our leaders in the city. We're doing that all the time, asking what can we do to make this city a better place to live. You might do that in your own neighborhood. And what can I do to help you as a neighbor to make this a wonderful place to live? And even when we take it even closer than that, in our own household, what can we do to ask those we live with, those we love the most, what can I do to express my love to you? And think of creative things, think of meaningful ways that we can step it up a notch in not just saying, yeah, I believe in love, I have a lot of love in my heart, but I'm gonna give it out, I'm gonna express it, and I'm gonna take it to where the need is and where the people are. I think that's also within our church family too. There's ways people could step into areas of service that expresses love to the people around them.
Yeah, I think it's really awesome that God has put such a huge number of people together with a lot of opinions and ideas. And He's done that to make us smart and help us be better. And so you may have ideas and things that we can do creatively to reach Sacramento and to reach the city around us for Jesus Christ. So whatever those ideas are, bring them to the table and let's be creative. It might be good in your small group right now just to describe what is your plan? What's the thing, what is the thing that God's putting on your heart that's a creative way to show the genuine, authentic love of Jesus Christ?
We can learn from each other. Someone might have an idea you haven't thought of before. Maybe you have one someone else hasn't thought of before. And when we share those things, that's the value of this kind of group meeting. When you begin to talk about that, one idea stirs another, and the excitement level just continues to rise. This should be something that's a part of our experience from here on out. And when we meet together, we talk about what are we doing to love, and then get the stories back on, hey, I did this, you can't believe what the response was. And we get all kinds of positive reports. That's where the real joy is. It's where the joy is in our life with God. It's where the joy is in our life with each other, is when we reach out, touch somebody, make a difference, and we see it bouncing back in many ways into our own life. Where we sow, we're going to reap it back into our life. So thanks for being on this journey with us. I mean, it's just an unbelievable opportunity that's before us, and to have you be partners with us in it makes it all the more worthwhile. We're looking forward to what's ahead of us now as we take what we've learned and the love that's in our heart and put it into action. So not only should we go and tell and do, but then get the reports back of what happens when you step out and reach out in love like that. That's part of what the journey will be like. When you meet together again in your small group, tell stories, get the reports, and share those things. All that does is stir even more excitement and motivate us even to a whole nother level when you see what love does in reaching out to someone else. So again, thanks for joining with us. Thanks for journeying with us. And we're just believing that the days ahead of us are the best. They're still yet to come.